on, party people? We're talking Stronger Together Mobility Day. We're going to get after it here with a little mnemonic. I'm going to use M.O.B.I.L.E, or mobile will be the movements that we're doing today. So what I want you to do is set your clock 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. We're going to go through all of these moves. We'll just go through one time. You're just going to work through each pattern, and we'll work through each side, and I'll talk to you through it. So all you're going to need, if you have access to one, if you have a bench that's accessible or a box, you can use your couch as well. Everything else you should be able to do without. So first things first, we're going to get into one of my favorite moves here. I like to call it motion is lotion for the M in mobile. I want you to imagine that you've got a wall kind of out to your side, and if you do have access to one, it's a really good time for you to be right next to it. But I'm going to put my right leg up, put my left leg back, plant it on the ground with my knee on the floor, and I'm going to imagine that there's a wall here off of my right side. Next thing, I'm going to put my hands behind my head, and I'm going to keep them there the whole time while we're in this drill. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my right elbow all the way down to my right knee, and I'm going to give it a little touch. Notice how I'm turning my hips and chest to face now the left side, which would be away from my wall if I had one here. So I'm going to be down here, touch, and now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try and draw a big circle with that front right elbow all the way up and around. So I'm going to go big circle, going to come back all the way up and all the way around to when I'm now facing my wall. You may end up back here, you may end up here, wherever you end up is fine, and then I'm going to draw it right back. So big circle all the way back here. I'm probably eating this microphone, sorry about that. So then we're going to go all the way up again, all the way up. Ooh, and then all the way back. And you're going to go for the full working set, drawing that nice big circle again. So then we'll get this set up just on the left. We'll only go through once because I'll bore you if I go too long. So again, left knee is up, right knee is now planted on the back. I'm going to go hands behind the head, left elbow to left knee with the touch. And now my wall artificially is going to be here on my left side. Left knee touch, nice big circle all the way around, and then all the way back. If you don't have access to a wall, you can fake it just like I am. It's totally fine. Okay. Next move after your 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, both sides. Don't forget, you're going to move on to your open and closing of the book. So to do this move, what I want you to do is you're going to lay down on your back. I'm going to then drop my knees down to one side. I'm going to drop mine down to the right for the demo here. Notice how they're relatively close. If you have something that you want, a blanket, something like that, you can throw that between your legs. But the goal here is for me to take my hands, start them down here on the right side as I eat this microphone again. Sorry about that. Maybe I'll pop it off. That's probably better. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my hands all the way up to the back side and then close it up. So it looks like we're opening a book. Notice how I'm keeping my legs together. That's why it helps sometimes if you have something to squeeze between your legs. And the goal is you're opening up our T-spine. Oh, baby, at the top and the shoulders here with this. So you'll work 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off, and then switch down to the other side. Let me pop this down. And then we're going to go all the way up. Oh, as I hit the bench. And then all the way back for that full working set, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. So our next move here is going to be our bird dog. Bird dogs is going to be a setup that's kind of similar to a cat-cow. And I'm going to mount this puppy back on here as I talk you through. So you're going to have hands and knees kind of down on all fours. Next thing I want you to do is I'm going to go right hand and left knee, or left leg, excuse me. I'm going to then shoot out nice and, well, let me back up. So what I want you to think about is going to be your belly position in regards to kind of your back. So one thing I don't want you to do is I don't want you to be like this to where your back is super, super curved and you're almost staring up at the sky. I would rather you be kind of tucked so that your core is engaged with your belly button almost going through your back while you do this. So let me get in that position first. So I'm going to be here, I'm going to tuck here, core is going to be shooting through my back, really, really tight here through the core, almost like someone's going to punch me in the stomach. And now I'm going to go right hand out and left leg out, really, really slow as I kick the plates behind me. And then I'm going to touch my right fist with my left knee here in the middle, and then I'm going to shoot out again, nice and slow. This is not a race. It's a timed evolution anyway, side to side. So just take your time, go nice and slow, maybe like a 3 or a 5 count as you go out, and then as you come back, kind of works for me. Now if you go 45 seconds on the one side, we'll switch sides. So again, we'll get our back set up, not here, we're going to be here, tucked, and now it's going to be my left hand and right leg. So now I'm going to be here and then shooting out. Nice and straight as long as I can, firing through my back heel, and I'm controlling my core the whole time, trying to not sway and keeping my hips super flat. I don't want your hips going like this. I want your hips really, really flat, coming down, which is why it's so important that your core is engaged the whole time. So 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. After our bird dogs, we're going to get into our internal hip rotations. To do these, you're going to find yourself into a deep squat position, whatever that kind of looks like for you. This is what it looks like for me. I've been working on it for a long time, but it's still not super good. So I'm going to be here in this deep squat position. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and bring my right knee and tap it over by my left foot. So I'm going to come down inside here and then nice and slow bring it back, and now my left knee tapping by the right foot, and then back up. Notice how my hands are out in front. I use it as a counterweight because otherwise I think I'll fall backwards. Maybe not. Let's see. Oh, maybe I'll be able to stay up. But you can put your hands kind of wherever you want. Sometimes I'll hug the leg. And you'll work for your full 45 seconds on. And then 15 seconds off. After those internal hip rotations, we're going to move on. Notice how we're at M.O.B.I.L.E. Nice. L is going to be our laying figure 4. We're going to be laying on your back. The setup for this is going to be super simple. All I want you to do is you're going to take your right foot, put on top of your left knee. And all I want you to do now is let your hips fall down to the left. Now, boy, microphone's really not wanting to work with me today. So fall down to the left. What I have now is my right hand is out to the side, and I'm basically getting this stretch here all the way through the back, probably on your right butt cheek, probably the lower part of your back here. And I'm just going to hang out. Now, if you want to, you can play with your arm position. So my right arm, you can kind of move this around. If I stretch out, if I stretch out this way, I'm going to get that kind of more in the side body. But play around with it. We'll go 45 seconds on. This is a passive move here, so hang out, enjoy it, because it feels real nice. So now I'm going to go left foot on top of the right knee. Drop my feet down into the right. And now again, if I want to play with my left hand position, like this feels real good on the side body right here. If you're tight in the obliques, you did some core work. Oh, baby. Yeah, it feels good. Okay. All right, after our laying figure 4, we're going to get into our elevated pigeon. This is an active pose. I'm going to move this bench over here so we can see it. So first things first, I've got relatively tight hips. I'm sure like every one of you do, maybe not the kiddos. But what I want you to do is I want you to throw your left foot on top of the bench, and I'm standing behind it. And then what I want you to do is you'll plant your hands on the bench, and basically what I want you to do now is I want you to ease that right knee down to the floor. If you can get there, great. If not, and we're kind of sitting here, this is okay. We'll just kind of use our hands to push up and push down so we can kind of floss through this position. If you can make it all the way down to the floor, even better. At this point now, what I want you to do is I want you to kind of explore that range of motion and see how that feels kind of in that left leg. If that feels okay, phase 3, probably the toughest part of this, will be if we make it super active. So what I want to do is I'm going to plant this left knee that's up on the bench. I'm going to try and drive it into the bench straight down, and I'm going to basically pick my back knee up from that leg. So I'm picking it up, picking it up. This is much more active. You're getting the glutes kind of engaged along that working leg. Oh, baby. And then, again, explore some of that range of motion. And then after your 45 seconds on, we'll switch. Oh, my goodness. Again, starting right foot out. I'm going to start standing up, throw my hands on the bench here. This is my tight side. I don't know why I saved it for last. Oh, baby. So now I'm down. This side leg's a little bit tighter, but that's okay. I'm going to explore the range of motion first, just like the other side. And then I would spend a little bit more time on this side. So I'm going to go, again, up here, testing out. Oh, trying to make myself more symmetric side to side. It's a constant battle based on your physiology and the way you stand, the way you sleep. But, oh my goodness. After your 45 seconds on of the other side, in that elevated pigeon, we are done with the warm-up mobility session. You may be sweating. I might be sweating a little bit too. Remember, M.O.B.I.L.E. It's going to be 6 different moves. Some of them are side to side. Some of them are not. Good luck. Let me know how you guys do, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.